Guys, we are lucky to have Precious Miura here, and she's been at the Diddy parties, and she's about to spill some secrets.
Today, just to tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see that.
The story surrounding Sean Diddy Combs has taken an unexpected turn, revealing a side of the music mogul that few could have predicted. For decades, he was at the peak of fame, wealth, and influence, a titan of the entertainment industry known for luxury, success, and extravagant parties. But now, the spotlight that once celebrated him has turned harsh, uncovering dark secrets he worked desperately to hide. The evidence mounting against him is staggering, suggesting that his empire may have been built not only on talent, but also on a foundation of control, manipulation, and deep secrecy.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes,
new.
there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
Federal agents raided several of Diddy's properties earlier this year, including locations in Los Angeles, Miami, and his private jet. What they uncovered was more than just a few questionable items. They found an arsenal of incriminating material. Among the seized items were illegal firearms, including modified rifles with defaced serial numbers, ammunition, and even a drum magazine capable of holding dozens of rounds. These weapons weren't casually stored away. They were allegedly part of a collection kept within easy reach, raising questions about what Diddy might have needed them for.
Did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct and being in those spaces, consuming alcohol and things of that nature.
However, the weapons were only the beginning. Investigators also uncovered a treasure trove of digital evidence, including recordings and images allegedly tied to his notorious parties. These weren't just wild, over-the-top celebrity gatherings. They were meticulously planned, with every detail organized by a team to ensure Diddy's specific desires were met. The recordings reportedly include shocking footage of these events, showing actions that many are calling deeply disturbing.
Now, to the latest on the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs. This one has so many people talking. The disgraced music mogul facing federal racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking charges. Both the prosecution and defense teams are set to discuss the next phase of action following the indictment as investigators work to determine potential co-conspirators. But how exactly did we get here?
Among the bizarre supplies found during the raids were over 1,000 bottles of personal lubricants and oils, which were allegedly stored in bulk as if prepared for a business operation. This unsettling discovery only deepens the mystery surrounding Diddy's activities and the alleged purpose behind his gatherings.
Did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct and being in those spaces, consuming alcohol and things of that nature.
Even more shocking is Diddy's alleged behavior while behind bars. Despite being in the Brooklyn Detention Center, prosecutors claim that he continued to exert control over his associates by making dozens, if not hundreds, of calls from his own phone line and others from fellow inmates. Transcripts of these conversations show Diddy giving cryptic instructions to tie up loose ends, including one particularly puzzling request to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. Prosecutors believe this may be a coded message with far more sinister implications.
Thought Diddy would be throwing all his celebrity mates under the bus.
I mean, that could potentially be coming when it's time for court and when it's time for him to testify. But what we're seeing right now is how important public relations really are to Sean Combs. He's desperately trying to control the narrative behind bars, allowing his attorneys to do documentaries.
Adding to the intrigue is the infamous to-do list found among Diddy's belongings. This handwritten list allegedly contained instructions for a family member to dig up dirt on two of his accusers. This revelation has led to serious allegations of obstruction of justice and intimidation of witnesses, painting a picture of a man who is willing to go to extreme lengths to protect himself.
Welcome to Popcorn Planet's The Interview, the series where we get in depth with amazing people, and I'm so honored to have this special guest with us here. Precious Muir, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, my love?
I'm great. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm making sure I center you a little bit more. There we go. So honored to have you here. You have some stories to tell. You've survived the white parties.
Diddy's lead defense attorney recently resigned from his case, an unprecedented move that has shocked the legal community. While the reasons for his resignation remain undisclosed, many speculate that the overwhelming evidence made it impossible to continue representing a client facing such serious charges. This dramatic development highlights the magnitude of Diddy's legal troubles.
Sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotape.
For years, Diddy was the epitome of success, a mogul who turned his rags to riches story into a billion-dollar empire. He was known for chart-topping hits, glamorous fashion lines, and luxury brands. But now, his public image is crumbling, and what is emerging is a much darker reality. Former attendees of his infamous parties have begun to share their stories, painting a picture of exploitation and manipulation. One former model, Precious Muir, has publicly described how vulnerable guests were treated like objects at these gatherings, with hidden cameras reportedly placed in private areas like bedrooms. These claims, which Diddy's legal team has denied, have added even more weight to the growing scandal.
Still pretty early in the proceedings. I think it's only been about a month or a month and a half since he's been arraigned and held in detention. And so the investigations are always going to be a continuous and ongoing process. I'm sure at this point there's been an exchange of discovery. And not only that, but I think there's been a gag order placed on the attorneys with information that they can and cannot share. But more importantly,
behind the scenes, sources have described Diddy's culture of control, where his staff was complicit in maintaining the illusion of normalcy while enabling his alleged behavior. Investigators claim that Diddy's inner circle was deeply involved in covering up his actions, which raises further questions about who else might be implicated in the ongoing investigation.
Okay, so basically I was a Playboy bunny. So a Playboy bunny representing New York State. The reason why I need to clarify this is when you're a Playboy bunny, you are part of the corporation, and you are a bunny, and you do have a title, and you wear a uniform, but you don't get a month.
The case has taken yet another dramatic turn with the resignation of Diddy's lead defense attorney, signaling just how dire the situation has become. The ongoing investigation continues to reveal disturbing new details, and the legal battle ahead is likely to be one of the most high-profile and controversial in recent memory.
Everyone keeps saying to me, like, how did you keep, why did you keep going? Why were you there? I'm like, it literally is around me. If I don't stay at home, this is the atmosphere I'm in. Like, I have no choice.
As the case develops, former partners, employees, and partygoers are coming forward with their stories, emboldened by a growing cultural movement to hold powerful figures accountable. The shocking allegations against Diddy, ranging from abuse and manipulation to financial control and intimidation, are shaking the entertainment world to its core. Despite Diddy's denials, the sheer volume and consistency of the claims make it hard to ignore.
Well, Kim Porter, that is Diddy's ex, who's also the mother of his 3 of his children,
right,
has detailed the alleged abuse that she suffered at his hands.
Oh, no.
And this is all in a memoir.
The story is far from over, with a trial looming and more revelations expected to emerge. The world is watching as one of the most influential figures in entertainment faces the fight of his life. Will justice be served? Or will Diddy find a way to reclaim his position at the top? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear. The truth has a way of coming out, and when it does, it has the power to change everything.
Person that really put their hands on women really is people men who have feminine traits. So, you know, it really takes a coward to put his hands on a woman. So, you know, a man is so strong enough, we can just walk away. You can do, there's so many different things that you can do other than get upset, put your hands on a woman. But that comes from a man who's not quite a grown man.
He is very, very dominant. Like, he wants to control the situation. He wants to control his inner circle. He wants to make everyone have a good time and enjoy his parties. And so, you know, it is scary because you think, you know, this person or possibly his social network or the people he's around could make or break your career. You know, if you say the wrong thing or you complain or you know, I don't know, there's an element where you're just, I guess manipulated in a way to make you feel like, oh, you have to please everyone around you. You can't say anything wrong. You don't want to say a bad thing, or, you know, when they're constantly asking you, would you like to do and you're like, well, I don't do, and they're like, well, why don't you do?
In her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and at the hands of Diddy.